everyone, and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you my 4 best bets for tomorrow's racing. Now before we get stuck into that, I just want to mention that this is going to be the last video for a little while, probably just be over a week or so. That's because I'm going away tomorrow. I'm going down to Devon for a week away, so I'm not going to be able to do these videos for a little while, so please forgive me for that. It'll probably be back on probably the Monday after next weekend, so that's probably when the next video will be on my YouTube channel. And also as well, if you want to know about any updates, what's going on away from my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter. I'm at LuckyLoader15, and if you follow me on there, you'll get to know all the updates on why maybe there isn't a video or what's going on. So make sure you do that if you haven't done so already. And also as well, I'll just quickly recap on the selections today. In the end, we just came out of a small loss, unfortunately. The Nap ran fairly respectably for us. That was Lady Celia. She finished in second place at Hamilton. We put her up at 11-2 in the end, and I thought she would nearly got a favourite for this, a lot shorter price. And in the end, she actually drifted to 6-1. I think there was a bit of 13-2 as well earlier in the day. So she wasn't particularly well fancied in the market, as I would have thought she would have been. But she had every chance in the race to go and win it, but she just got denied. But she still ran very credibly. We put her up each way as my Nap, so if you followed my advice and backed her each way, you would have got a small bit of profit there. The other selections, Kapala, the race didn't really run to suit at Salisbury. You had to be really prominent today. It was a really bizarre day at Salisbury. There was a lot of non-runners, and a lot of the horses that were prominent or were making the run-in were the ones that were filling the places and winning. So Kapala there, just being held up behind the pace, probably just didn't suit her, and I probably put a line through that run. And then the other selection that ran for us today was in the 6:30 at Bath, Star Prize. Now she was really well backed, this horse, for Fame McManaman and Nigel Tinkler, I believe, went off favourite. We put up at 4-1 last night, and it ended up going off around about 15-8. But in the end, I think they just went a little bit too hard for this horse early on. And even though she did run on quite strongly at the end, I just think she was taken back early, and that's probably where she lost her race at the beginning. So yeah, I think you can probably again forgive her that run. I think she will be winning races still this season, or going fairly close. So she's not one to completely throw off the radar, but that was a little bit frustrating there. And the other selection I should have mentioned was Chepstow. That was our Longshot at Salisbury in the listed race. She didn't run, so she became non-runner. So if you did back her, you should have got your money back. So that's how our tips went today. We just come out of a small loss, but hopefully we can return to the winners tomorrow. We had not a bad day on Wednesday. We had a couple of winners there, so that's really propped us up for the week. But away from that, we've actually been in pretty decent form in August. So hopefully we can continue to form into tomorrow before my little short break away. And we're going to start in the listed race at Pontefract tomorrow, the 250. And I'm going to take a chance on my long shot here with a horse called Burmese Waltz for Daniel Tudhope and Archie Watson in the colours of Clipper Logistics. Now this horse has done really well since moving to Archie Watson's yard. Has won a fairly decent race at Kempton, and then ran a really respectable race to finish second in the Silver Wokingham at Royal Ascot behind Chief of Chiefs. Now she's going to be stepping into Black Company tomorrow, taking on some really high quality or potentially nice fillies. But I think she's actually definitely worth running a good race in this particular contest tomorrow. I think she's got a good chance, and a lot of the horses in here, they're more 5 furlong horses, and I just worry really maybe there could be a lot of pace on. And Burmese Waltz, she's won over 7 before. If they do go quick up front, her stamina over the trip might just see her out. And Archie Watson's team have been in fairly good form at the moment. They're operating at a 24% strike rate. Daniel Tudhope as well has been doing quite well in the Clipper Logistic Group colours. And I just think this race could just set up quite nicely for her. So at 15-2, I think she's worth an each way shout tomorrow. You can get 4 places as well with a couple of firms. I think Bet365 were paying the 4 places at 15-2. So if you can still get that, I think that's a fair each way bet tomorrow, and I would be disappointed if that couldn't go quite close. We then go the extra tip to Chester in the 440 with a horse called Berkshire Savvy for David Prober and Andrew Bolden. Currently 6-1, the recommended bet with the 4 places each way. You can get that at quite a few firms. Now this horse finished 3rd at Glorious Goodwood last time out in a fairly decent handicap, won by Cepheus for Brian Meehan. Now, if you actually go back through this horse's form, he's been running quite well this season. He won on his penultimate start at Windsor in a nice little race there, and he likes to be held up. He's a horse that likes to have a strong pace to run at and then come with a late run, and I think that could quite suit him tomorrow at the track at Chepstow. He's got a wide draw tomorrow, which normally isn't ideal, but over the longer trips, this is over 1.25 miles, that's not exactly a bad thing, and the fact that he likes to be held up, it means he can just slot in, and if they do go hard out in front, he could be coming with a late run, and I think he's still got work off his mark of 82 to be a little bit better than that. He's well in as well with the 3-year-old allowance at the weight, so he gets some of the weight from the older horses. And I think with the 4 places on offer, I think that the way the race could pan out, it could suit him. And also as well, Andrew Bolden, he's been coming back into form of late. He had a winner today at Salisbury, and he likes to target winners as well at Chepstow. It's a track he does quite well at. So for me, I think Berkshire Savvy there at 6-1. He's worth a fair each way poke with the 4 places. And I'll be disappointed again if he couldn't go quite close for us. We then go with my nap, which runs in the 4:55 at Lingfield with a horse called Caledonian Crusade, which is currently a 9-4 recommended win-only bet for David Simcock and Jamie Spencer. Jamie Spencer's returning to the saddle. He did return a couple of weeks ago after he had a nasty fall on the gallops during lockdown, but he had a little bit of time off. But he's back in the saddle tomorrow, and this horse has been knocking at the door really to win a race, and he's finished second on his last couple of starts. His last start, where he finished second behind Galata Bridge of Sir Michael Stout, is actually probably the best form on offer in the race, and subsequently he's still able to race off a mark of 74, and he's due to go up £3 in the future, so he's well in. And I just think the race could again suit him tomorrow. Lingfield's notorious for hold-up horses coming and mugging a lot of the horses down the home straight, and I could just see that happening tomorrow with Jamie Spencer. I think the race could play into his hands, like I said with some of the others, and I just think he's still fairly unexposed and could still take another leap forward. So for me, Caledonian Crusade at 9-4, I think it's got a good chance tomorrow, and that's going to be my nap of the day. We then go with the next best, which runs at the Welsh track in the 6:35 at Chepstow with a horse called Top Secret. You can currently back it at 7-4 for Hector Crouch and Clive Cox. Now this horse, if you go back to his form on his penultimate start at the track, over 7 furlongs, he bumped into an improving filly called Tomorrow's Dream. Now that horse, Tomorrow's Dream, is now rated 90 after running in some good races, finished second in a decent fillies handicap at Newbury, and then won a good handicap at Glorious Goodwood. So the form has worked out quite well from that run, and off a mark of 78, I still think he's got a little bit more improvement to come. He's dropping back to 6 furlongs tomorrow, which I don't think will be an issue. He's a horse that likes to get on with things normally, likes to be up there at the pace, and he's got a good draw on stall 6 tomorrow as well, which means that he should hopefully be able to get the near side rail, where a lot of winners have been coming from this season at Chepstow. So I think he's got a lot of things in his favour. Clive Cox's horse has been running okay, and I'll be disappointed if he didn't have a couple of pounds in hand off his handicap mark. So at 7-4, I think that's a good price there, and that's why he's going to be my next best. So just quickly round up. My long shot tomorrow runs in the 2:50 at Pontefract, Burmese Waltz at 15-2 each way 4 places. The extra tip runs in the 4:40 at Chester, Berkshire Savvy 6-1 4 places each way. The nap runs in the 4:55 at Lingfield with Caledonian Crusade at 9-4 win only. And then the next best runs in 6:35 at Chepstow with a horse called Top Secret at 7-4, and that is a win only bet. So hopefully we can have some winners in my final vlog for a week or so. So hopefully we can have a good day tomorrow. Also as well, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a video. You get a notification every time I upload a video if you subscribe, so make sure you do that. Also as well, you can follow me on Twitter, like I said at the beginning, where my handle is at LuckyLoader15, and if you want to check out my website, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk, I still will be writing blogs, but I won't be doing one for this week unfortunately, but I'll probably try and do one maybe for the Ebor. I'll do an Ebor eye catches there, and hopefully also as well, I should say, Caravan of Hope, the target is to go to the Ebor. So most of you guys know Caravan of Hope put him up many months ago to win the Ebor. Fingers crossed he can go and do it, and he'll get in, and maybe he gets his conditions as well. He might want a bit of rain, so yeah, fingers crossed. Caravan of Hope makes it for the Ebor, and I'll be absolutely cheering him home down in Devon if he goes and wins that race. So that's what I've got to say. Please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow, and we'll be seeing you soon.